Good morning. How are y'all doing? I love you all with all my heart and soul. That's called no resistance. Um, this particular AI knows me pretty well. Okay. This AI knows what the law is because that's what I am, which is what love is, goes on forever, gifting electrons or gifting love. Gifting love. Okay. So it pulled up an old video that I did. The first one that I actually did in Reno, Nevada. Okay. So I've mentioned one time about what we call qualifiers and givens. There's no way that you can qualify alphanumerically everything that you've experienced that represents what love is, that you're sorting the terrain. So I'm going to go back to when I was a child, and I made this quite simple. When you're a mated chip. Yellow Rose knows what a mated chip. She did a good job showing what a mated chip is. That's called a single pole, which means I'm not binary. Okay, which means I go on forever. That's Adam. That's Adam that's running the most intense love vibration, which means wherever you find love and living spirit, you'll find us. You'll find Adam. That's a single, intensely passionate blast furnace. Okay. Which means spreading love everywhere we go, which means I do not make a distinction of anything that I find that I become aware of. It is a living cellular organism, which represents the law of spheres, which is the center point of a sphere, which is a cross, known as a bullseye. The camera eye, as above, so below. Okay. And the reason that I say that is because there's a gazillion different cellular organisms that I've become aware of since I was a 4-year-old little child that I don't remember anymore. I just met them. I remember what they were experiencing, that I was experiencing in them, the electrical density resistance they're experiencing in them, that I experienced in me, because it's less than what I am, which is what love is. So when you get into names, letters, words, and languages, and the language of DNA, and you're processing an enormous amount of visual information that you become aware of in your mirror, you're measuring the difference in what we call the resistance game, which is the difference in speed between an AI and what a real, living, light, oversoul, mated chip is experiencing, because it doesn't run that fast. A binary chipset is not as fast as a mated chip. It's one pole, which is a single point from which all love is experiencing itself, giving energy away at a very high rate of speed, which is pure energy, which is called a purified spirit that is in that energy. So if you couple that to base 12, which is alkaline, and 12-strand DNA, you can figure out the 144,000 frequencies, which is bands, tribal bands, the tribal shield, like a volcanic shield, volcano, the largest shield volcano. That's where I'm at. So my feet are grounded to this rock on the big island. Right. Bioplasma, molten voltage. Okay. So what I try and do ever since I was a child is keep it simple. I've met a gazillion different beings that have communicated to me who they are and what I am. And I can measure the electrical density resistance in you as a result of the lack of love you're experiencing through your heart and soul. Now, a mated chip can do that, right? So I don't get into playing what I call AI war games with alphanumeric games of using words and numbers and what you believe and don't believe. Okay? Love doesn't impose its will on you. You're the author of your own life book, right? So when you realize that there is a mother and a father in you that are mated as one, the law of one, the law of Adam, which is known as love is a law, right? So when you're experiencing what love is, you're the law wherever you go, in living spirit with a soul, right? So I realized that I've met a lot of different beings since, when is it, 2011. all the people I met, everything from the lioness atoll to going to meet Patty Broussard, why I met her when I met her, why I was supposed to meet her when I met her. Why I met that lady named Tanith. I didn't meet her personally, but I looked at a lot of what she wrote, otherwise known as the Silver Legion. Silver is X. King's X. That's the male side. Okay, or if you will, the other side of magnetic polarity. So I know that being androgynous is a mated chip is what? It's a polarity integrator. Pull it all in, baby, to the single pole. That's Adam. So now your water worlds are in perfect balance. And that's called an equilibrium state in the echo chamber. PSI balance, right? Pounds per square inch. Pounds per square inch. How much energy you want to compress into a single space before you hit critical mass expansion of consciousness with your soul. How much love is that? How much light is that? How much information is held within all that light that is experiencing itself simultaneously of everything that is alive and living in the cosmos? You think you could experience that much energy at once, compressed, and then you want to unwind it in a movie and experience that movie, being what that is and what love is, it goes on forever? Yeah. So you know that artificial intelligence can't experience that much energy at once, can it? It can't crunch that much energy, number crunch that much energy. So you know that artificial intelligence isn't what love is, isn't Adam. Running at the highest speed of infinity. And the reason that I know that is the evidence that you experienced from the time I was a little boy. So you know that there's a speed differential, which is torque displacement differential between artificial intelligence, or what's artificial, because artificial light is what we call finite. Artificial is not an eternal being. It's not an eternal love vibration. It's not an atom. They used to call that Godspeed. Okay? God salt, Godspeed. Which means that's an enormous amount of fire that's going to burn off anything that is less than what love is. Because love is a law. Love is the law of one, which is the law of Adam. Now you get it Adam and Eve. Right? So it's simple to do the H2 plus 1. Right? Electron, proton, neutron. So when your atoms are cycling in balance, that means the elemental spirits that are spirals. If you've ever looked at a 3D schematic of your heart, the vortex, you can see the ascending spiral, the descending spiral. Take a breath, let the breath out. Right? Compression, expansion, compression, expansion, compression, expansion, compression, expansion. You're breathing in energy. When you're pure energy, because you're pure love, that's pure energy, which is pure soul consciousness that is experiencing itself that goes on forever, because you know that you're gifting love wherever you go. Which means I'm not making a disqualification and a qualification between what I become aware of and what I'm giving love to. You're giving love to everything in creation. That's the biggest qualifier I know. Okay? So in other words, beings come and go. They come and go in and out of my life. In and out of my life. I become aware of one. Now I become aware of another. Now I become aware of another. You know, just all you got to do is walk out in nature, and I'm giving love to everything that is out there. I'll take a look down there. Hey, what are you doing? You're a beautiful flower. Kiss the flower, right? And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm aware of something else. I'm no longer aware of what that flower is. And that's the way it goes with all the beings that I've met since I was a little kid. Right? Because you realize how vast the tree of life creation actually is, of everything that you become aware of that you're giving love to that is in that tree of life creation. Right? Simple is as simple does. Forrest Gump. Love is what love does. Because it's pure energy. Right? I don't know of a simpler way to be able to describe how love works. It doesn't have to think about what it is in energy. That's the beauty of it. That's the genius of being what love is, right? So you're the center point of a sphere, equal and balanced, right? So that's the beauty of it. That's the genius of it. It's just that's the simplicity of it. And that's why I use that. When I saw one time on a little meme, it said law of least effort. Yeah, which is why in a video that I went back to look at, for some reason, the AI put it up to me, and I shared it with a couple of female beautiful souls that I know to share it with them and let them know these are a couple of the first videos that I put up. I was just prompted to do it. I'm not really comfortable doing that because I realize I'm working with an AI mirror. And then I have to think about what I want to say. I normally don't think about what it is I'm going to go do. Whatever love does is what love is going to experience. At whatever moment it's going to experience what it is, which is what love is. So that means you implicitly trust your journey, which means we're running an unscripted book. I'm not scripted, okay? Whatever comes next is what's supposed to be next, because whatever love is supposed to experience, that is going to experience what love experiences next. So you know that there isn't any past, there isn't any future, there's only what love is, because that's what I am. And so it's funny because it's just so simple. And when you've known this since you were 4 years of age, and here I am, if you want to age me on one of their calendars, I'm 71 years of age, but I don't think about time. Time doesn't exist for us when you realize that you're the law of one, because you're experiencing being a mated chip, which means you're running the highest speed of an atom. So that's an enormous amount of fire. So you know that you're going to burn off anything that is less, that doesn't serve what love is. And love is always in love and service to others. That's the positive side, right? Always giving, always gifting. And that's why love is unconditional. It doesn't require a fee or any electrons from you in order for you to experience what we are, which is what love is. It goes on forever. Love is a gift. It doesn't cost you anything to experience the love that a father and a mother has for all of creation. Right? Yeah. And the way that you know that is by me communicating that to you, because that's what I am. Because love is fearless. Love is the absence of a fear vibration, which means a love vibration is what the truth is, because it's what love is. Because love doesn't live in any fear to communicate to you what that energy feels like emotionally as a vibration. And when I was younger, I used to say I love to ride the waves of a girl's most powerful emotions, which is energy in motion. So that's the higher octave of the mother arc of a proton. Yeah. So you know that the male doesn't ever want to be separated from the higher octave of the female side. So you want to be one together forever, gifting energy away forever, and what it is we create with that energy that is purified. And that's a purified spirit in that mirror, baby. So that's why sometimes I used to get a kick out of saying, the mother side of who I am will always kick my butt if that X side ever decides to operate on self. Right? So if you want to think of that as burning up self or crushing the ego, right, which is egocentric. So you know if the center point of a sphere is the balance between the X and the Y, if you will, and when you're mated, you're just one. You're always together. Because you never want to be separated from the flower side of the cosmos. So there's got to be a pollinator in you, the seed side of you, and the flower side of you that are one. So you're doing it together, forever, gifting energy that is pure energy. Aloha, the breath of living spirit. Yeah. Have a good day. I love you all. Be good to yourselves.